Today, we're diving into the core strategies from the book, How to Buy and Sell Real Estate for Financial Freedom, and we're going to see how it lays out a path to financial independence.
So, the book we're talking about today, it kicks off by addressing a feeling that, let's be honest, a lot of us have had, being stuck in a financial rut. You know, you see opportunities out there, but you just feel like your wheels are spinning and you can't get any traction. The core argument here is that getting unstuck isn't about luck, it's about deliberately, consciously changing your strategy. So, why real estate? Well, this comparison really puts it all into perspective. I mean, think about it. To make an extra $10,000 a year, you need a staggering $500,000 in a savings account, or, over $80,000 on the stock market. But with real estate, the capital you need is way, way less. So what's the secret sauce here? How does that work?
Okay, so here it is. The book points to the one single biggest advantage that real estate has over pretty much any other investment, the power of OPM, or other people's money. This is the principle of leverage, and trust me, understanding this is an absolute game changer. Let's just break down how it works.
All right, let's use a super simple example to see this in action. Let's just say you find a property and it's valued at $100,000.
Now here's the key. Instead of buying it outright, you only invest $5,000 of your own money as a down payment. The rest of it, that's a loan from the bank. And that right there, that's the OPM.
Okay, so now let's say the market does its thing, and the property's value goes up by a pretty modest 10% in that first year. That's a $10,000 gain in equity.
And here is the magic. This is the crucial part you really have to get. That $10,000 gain isn't just a 10% return. No way. On your actual cash investment, that little $5,000 you put in, it's a massive 200% return. I mean, think about that for a second. You controlled a $100,000 asset with just $5,000. That is the incredible power of leverage.
So now that we understand just how powerful leverage is, how do we actually put it to work? Well, the book lays out a really clear roadmap, and we're going to walk through it. It starts with building a repeatable system, then finding your focus, putting together a team, and finally, making that all-important first investment.
So the book's core philosophy for breaking out of that financial rut, it's all built on this one powerful idea, the Law of Success Duplication.
This quote just nails it, right? To get different results, you have to do things differently. The book's strategy is actually pretty simple. Find a successful process, something that works, and then just duplicate it. Repeat it over and over until that new, successful habit just becomes automatic. And this 10-year plan, it is a perfect illustration of duplication in action. It's a concrete blueprint. You buy one house a year for 10 years. By just duplicating that one single action, you're creating a system that can generate a continuous retirement income for life. It's all about turning a successful action into a repeatable habit.
But, and this is really important, duplicating success doesn't mean you have to do everything in real estate. In fact, the book argues the complete opposite. True success comes from specializing, from finding that one niche that's a perfect fit for you.
And the real estate world is huge, with so many different paths you can take. Are you someone who enjoys hands-on work? Maybe renovating is for you. Are you a people person with great contacts? Well, syndicating deals or being an agent could be your path. The key is to match your skills and your interests to a specific niche. Now, the book makes one thing crystal clear. Real estate is not a solo sport. Sustainable, long-term success is built on a strong network of advisors and partners, what the author calls a mastermind group. And this isn't just a contact list in your phone. Think of this as your personal board of directors. These are the experts who can provide critical advice, spot problems you might totally miss, and even bring you deals. They are absolutely essential to navigating the complexities of the market.
So, what's the secret to making a network like this really thrive? Well, you have to flip the script. Instead of asking, what can I get? You should be asking, what can I give? When you actively help others in your group succeed by sending them referrals and business will just naturally flow back in your direction.
Okay, so you've got the right mindset, you have a niche in mind, and you're starting to build a team. So where do you actually begin? Where do you make that very first investment?
The book's advice on this is super simple and direct. Your first investment should be the home you live in. Why? Because it's the perfect training ground. It lets you learn the whole process of buying and owning property, but in a familiar, low-pressure environment.
And then, after you've lived there for a few years and the property has gained value, you've built up equity. That equity is your launch pad. By refinancing or selling, you can pull out that capital,
basically using the bank's money again to fund your first dedicated investment property. And that's how you start duplicating your success.
And this is really the ultimate takeaway. The book frames real estate not as some exclusive club for the rich, but as a path that is accessible to everyone. It's a system that can be learned, a process that can be duplicated, and an opportunity that's available to anyone willing to put in the work.
The real question now is, what's your first step going to be? What area sparks your curiosity? Because that, right there, that's where the journey begins.